What's going on, everybody? My name is Hydros, and welcome back to some more MHA Ultra Impact. And today, the brand new UR Red Todoroki banner is now live in the game, along with the free-to-play Kami event as well. But here today, we're going to go over the brand new UR Todoroki, the SR Inasa, and the memories that are featured on the banner, and go over all of their details here with you guys today. Now, before we go and get started, make sure you guys go down there, click that red subscribe button, click that bell, turn on all notifications. I'm missing any future videos, as well as drop a like down below on today's video if you guys do enjoy. So as you know, the event is now live. We're going to go over the event in a future video, so stay tuned for that, going over the Kami and stuff. But the banner is now live. The Storm Incoming UA and Shiketsu Provisional License Combat Training Recruit. Ooh, that is such a mouthful, my guy. Oh, God. But we're going to go over all of their details here in today's video. So let's swap on over to the MHA Ultra Impact database website. I have everything for the memories and stuff like that updated. So make sure you guys go down there, link to it down in the description down below. But all of their details are now active on the website. So let's check out the brand new UR Red Todoroki. So again, he is UR and red, and his plus ultra skill is called Dance of Fire and Ice. Inflict 650% damage to a single opponent, decreases the opponent's defense by 30% for 3 turns if the opponent has Frostbite, which is kind of the new debuff in the game, as well as increase skill damage by 40% if the opponent is burning. So his plus ultra already looking pretty good, because if the opponent has Frostbite, which we're going to go over how to get Frostbite here in a second with his first action skill, you're going to be decreasing the opponent's defense. Now that's going to actually be good for something like USJ and stuff like that, where you need to power through the event super quick. Getting that opponent defense drop is going to be super useful. Now, for the second part of it, increasing his skill damage by 40% if the opponent is burning. Now that's going to be coming in handy for stuff probably like PvP, VE Tower, stuff like that, and as well as the USJ, but that's just basically giving you an overall damage buff entirely for your skills, right? So that's going to be really good, but you also need the burn. So let's take a look at his second action skill. Inflict 225% damage to all opponents, so it is an AoE. Low chance of causing the opponents to get Frostbite for 3 turns, which is kind of unfortunate, but there is something that does make up for it here in a second, because that low chance is kind of annoying a little bit. Wish it was medium, but it is what it is. And then also he's going to increase his plus ultra gauge by 30%. So you're going to be getting off your plus ultra a lot with this character, it seems, just by judging based off of his kit a little bit. So let's take a look at his second action skill, Icy Heat Wave. Inflict 225% damage to a single opponent, medium chance of burning. So just a little correction real quick, inflicts 350% damage to a single opponent, not 225, my mistake. But medium chance of burning the opponents for 3 turns, so you're going to get that medium chance. Again, good for that plus ultra if you want to get the burn off. And then also medium chance of causing the opponent to get Frostbite for 3 turns when used in a 3rd successful executed skill chain. Now what that means is you have to use this specific move in the 3rd slot specifically in order for it to get that extra medium chance of getting Frostbite. So if you're wanting to go for burn, you're not wanting to then execute it in the 3rd successful skill chain. You then just kind of want to ignore that if you want to get the burn for that skill damage buff from his plus ultra. But if you want to then try and focus on getting that Frostbite, then you're going to want to put this in the 3rd slot when you're using your action skills. So this is going to be the 3rd one that you're going to select in the chain, and it has to be successful in order for it to actually activate. It has to be a 3 executed skill chain in order for it to work. So again, that's going to be good. And if you happen to get that medium Frostbite off, then you're going to decrease that opponent's defense by 30% for 3 turns, which is going to be really good. Again, cooldown of 5 turns, man. 5 turns really sucks a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. But we're going to kind of look at this here in a minute, because that kind of mitigates a little bit. So his first auto skill decreases speed of all opponents by 15% for 3 turns at the start of a wave. So that's going to be good for something like PvP, getting off that extra speed debuff right off the bat when you're entering in on that PvP battle, going to be super useful. Also increases character's skill damage by 40% when HP is 50% or higher. So immediately getting an extra 40% of skill damage right off the bat. If your opponent has burn, then you're getting another 40%. That's 80% buff to your skill damage. And that skill damage does include your plus ultra skill. So that does include that. That's going to be on top of that 650%, which is insane, man. So then his second auto skill, once per battle, reduces character's action skill cooldown by 3. So once per battle, these 5 turns are going to be 2 turns. So that's actually very useful. He kind of helps himself there in a way. Then also increases their plus ultra gauge by 50% when HP is below 50%. So, man, this Todoroki, I don't know how to feel about him. I feel like he's not uber busted. Just by judging his kit, I'm gonna have to kind of use him a little bit to see how he does. But just looking at his kit, I would say he's a pretty decent character. Is he better than the blue Todoroki? I don't know that yet. Again, I have to use him a little bit, then I'll do another video kind of judging if he's better than the blue World Heroes Mission Todoroki. But just kind of going off of that, he's giving himself an action skill cooldown by 3, reducing this to 2 basically. He's giving himself these buffs. He's basically working with himself a little bit, but he is decreasing the speed. So he is a debuffer unit, and that's going to be very useful, again, in PvP, USJ, and stuff like that. So he can be useful in probably a good chunk of situations, but I would say he is still a decent character, just judging based off of, he's still a pretty good character. Let's go take a look at the Inasa character real quick. That was my oopsies. But let's take a look at the Inasa real quick as well. So inflict 500% damage to a single opponent with his Mountain Storm plus Ultra attack. And then skill damage is increased by 30% if the opponent is burning. So he's going to give a skill damage if your opponent is burning. So that can go well with really any Todorokis that do burn, as well as maybe Bakugo, as well as probably Endeavor or Dabi. So you could again use him with those characters that do inflict burn. There is that. He's going to get that extra skill damage buff based on that. And then he's also going to be inflicting bleed for 3 turns, a medium chance to do that. So that's going to be good damage over time. So that's also useful. So his first action skill being Dragon Whirlwind inflicts 200% to all opponents, so it's an AoE, decreases speed of all opponents by 25% for 3 turns, low chance of causing the opponents to bleed for 3 turns, so he's going to get that extra little bit of passive damage, but also decreasing the speed of all opponents on a 4-turn cooldown no matter. That's actually pretty decent for a decrease of speed. For 25% for 3 turns, woohoo! This guy actually is shaping up to be a nice SR unit. I got to say, this probably, the Inasa probably is pretty solid, just judging so far. Anyway, his second action skill increases character's power by 40% for 3 turns. So at his second action skill, cooldown to 5 turns, by the way, going to be increasing his power. Also increases the speed of all allies by 30% for 3 turns when successfully executed in a skill chain. So it doesn't matter what number it is. It could be a 1, 2, or 3 skill chain. As long as it's executed in a skill chain, you're getting that speed buff for all your allies. And that's going to be super useful, especially in PvP. Again, this PvP, this guy is like probably made for Ultra Arena a little bit, because decreasing the opponents, giving yourself speed, man, just knocking off all this speed and giving yourself speed, he's going to be really handy for something like Ultra Arena, like I said. Increasing the character's plus Ultra gauge by 30% when the battle starts, so he's going to be giving himself extra plus Ultra right away, and also increases the character's power by 20% when speed is increased. So he's going to be giving himself a speed buff, then he's going to give himself a power buff. That's not too bad. Then when HP is below 50%, increase character skill damage by 40% and make them ecstatic for 3 turns. Now, ecstatic, let's take a look real quick if I can find it. So it's technically called high field, but it fills the plus Ultra gauge a little bit faster when ecstatic is active. So that's what that means. So that's pretty cool. I don't mind the plus Ultra extra buff a little bit. Again, you can get that extra bit of burning and causing bleed with the plus Ultra damage and stuff. But again, the increase of skill damage, again, this has to be below 50%. So unless you're below 50%, this is kind of irrelevant. But here, you're getting the extra plus Ultra gauge when the battle starts. So you're getting that boost right away. But then you're also getting the character's power buff by 20% when speed is increased. So getting this off, then you're getting that power buff. Then boom here. And also if you have a chance to burn that extra skill damage. And like I said, the skill damage buff also includes the plus Ultra skill as well. So man, this guy's gonna be, I feel like this guy is a solid Ultra Arena unit. Again, for the speed decreasing, for the power buffs. He could be good for stuff like USJ and stuff, but again, this guy for Ultra Arena definitely sounds like a solid red unit for your team specifically. So let's go take a look at the memories real quick as well. Again, we'll go over the Kami and stuff like that in a future video regarding the free-to-play event. So sign of a new beginning. This guy, we already kind of knew what the memories did, but we now know the percentages and whatnot. So increases character's critical rate by 40% when equipped to an STR type character. Also increases character's max HP by 20% if there is a pro hero on the team. So again, this could be useful for something like the Red Endeavor, even the new Red Todoroki. This critical rate stuff could be useful as stuff, again, for like VE tower and stuff, get those extra points and stuff like that when you're doing that. So the critical rate buff for that. So this guy can be handled with red Todoroki. The red Todoroki probably will go very nicely with the red UR Endeavor as well. So that could be a way to get that pro hero buff, or the yellow Aizawa, stuff like that, right? But again, that red Endeavor might be looking like his good partner for the team specifically. So that's what the memory does. Again, it's gonna be really good. Again, I think that's more VE tower centric a little bit, but this memory, I'm not too fond of this memory just by looking at it. This memory is, I like the art, don't get me wrong, but this, I don't find this useful in any way, shape, or form. This is a dull dud memory. Increases character plus ultra gauge by 50% when the battle starts. Cool. After that, that's gone. Lowers chance of getting confused. Cool. I don't know if that many characters actually cause confusion too much. There are a couple, but not too many. So that's also pretty useless. So this memory is not that good. I mean, it's always one in the bunch, right? There's always one particularly, but again, this memory, not fantastic, but that's going to be the brand new memories and the UR characters. The MHA Ultra Impact database website is updated for you guys if you want to check it out. Link in the description down below. Go check them out. All their details are there. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day.